Hello, I'm Frederick Elias, the author of Maximum Health and Fitness. There are really 3 points that I want you to pay particular attention to when you're watching this DVD movie. Number 1, exercising and being physically and mentally alert and healthy is so important to developing a positive mental attitude. Number 2, even when confronted with an illness such as diabetes, cancer, osteoporosis, or a heart condition, exercising is especially important. When in remission and overcoming such a debilitating type of illness, it's essential that you maintain a healthy exercise program and constantly and forever continually improving yourself. And point number 3, when people unrealistically set high expectations and don't meet those expectations, it's often perceived as a failure. When you meet just 20% of your expectations, feel like it's a success. Why? Because health and fitness is a lifestyle change. It's an attitude change. It's a change about achieving and creating a positive mental attitude. Maximum Health and Fitness is not about weight loss per se. It's about lifestyle and attitude change. So when you make the change, make it a great one. Start living your life right now.
We rock you right.
Physical fitness is extremely important to your health. Nutrition, diet, vitamins, developing a healthy lifestyle. When you work out to stay in shape, you don't lose that much weight because you're gaining muscle. And as you put muscle on, muscle is much more dense and heavier than fat will ever be. So you actually don't lose weight per se when you're working out to stay in shape. You may vary 1 or 2 or 3 pounds, but you really don't lose a lot of weight. And my preference is to say, how can I create a quality of life and create a positive, proactive habit in my life where I'm looking at reshaping and toning my body as well as my mind. An article in USA Today quoted some of the statistics for individuals that are overweight. 6 out of 10 people are overweight. 33% are adult women over the ages of 20. There are 9 million children that are overweight in the United States today. So in other words, what we're talking about here are individuals that need to take their weight into consideration because of physiological ailments such as high blood pressure, liver disease, cardiovascular disease, some types of cancer, arthritis, and diabetes.
Body fat has increased dramatically here in America, so what we need to be concerned about is our daily life. By keeping it simple, wake up in the morning, having a good full meal will allow you to burn the food throughout the day. Having a good, simple, balanced snacks, some kind of nuts or fruit will keep your metabolism burning body fat throughout the day. Incorporating green salads for lunch, having a snack again around 3, 4 o'clock because then your metabolism starts to slow down. So keeping these 5 meals throughout the day will be great. Most important for dinner, if you want to start seeing some reduction in body fat, keep your carbohydrates low, increase your vegetables, increase your protein throughout your meals, and if you like, keep some kind of fruit for a source of carbohydrates instead of several pieces of bread inside of your diet.
You have to watch the foods. You may have to go to a nutritionist, join a health club or a gym. I mean, it's great if you can walk around outside, that's wonderful, but I think a regimented routine where you go someplace and you actually commit yourself to doing an hour and a half. My workouts are 1 hour and a half to 2 hours a day. So I commit myself to that. I don't rush through it. I don't do it quickly. I see some people lifting weights, you know, like there's no tomorrow. I mean, that's not going to help you.
The reason why people have gained so much body fat throughout the years is because you lose about a half a pound of body fat after the age of 25, 30 years old. So incorporate 2 to 3 times a week of weight training. Consists of upper, lower body workout. What I recommend is hiring a personal trainer who knows what he's doing, who can set you up on a program. I recommend that because you come in there, you're being very efficient, being very consistent, will then lead into a stronger, healthier bone density and also fitness in terms of how you feel throughout the day.
I'm Gary Fruin, and I started running about 20 years ago after I saw a picture of myself in a bathing suit, and it wasn't a pretty sight. I realized I was like probably 240 pounds, something like that. So I started running. I started about 2 miles a day, and within about probably 7 months I lost 40 pounds, so it felt good.
So by increasing cardiovascular, you'll be burning excessive calories, opening up your arteries, which allow a lot more stroke volume throughout your system, and high blood pressure will decrease down to lower blood pressure, and a resting heart rate between 60 to 80 will then give you some good indications that your heart is actually doing very well.
Well, I also found out that I had high blood pressure when I was overweight, so it helps control that, which is a good feeling. And it just gives you an overall sense of well-being. It's relaxing, and as I said, it just makes you feel better, and it makes you look better too, which is good.
Society and the media definitely affects people's body image. Society and the media want people to look beautiful in their own image. If you look at magazines, if you're looking at television and commercials, you very rarely see anyone with a hair out of place, like myself. You don't see hair out of place. You don't see a crooked nose. You don't see an indentation in the lip. You very rarely see anyone that has one eye or that can't speak. So what you're looking at is you're looking at almost a perfected image, something that is always not real. And I think that's very damaging, especially for teenagers and for individuals who are trying to project an image of self-confidence. I think it's very damaging to individuals' self-confidence and self-esteem when they try to aspire to become what society or the media wants us to become and then fall short of doing it. Rather than rewarding themselves for what they have done correctly, they usually punish themselves for what they haven't done correctly.
I recommend by starting off slowly, changing a few things here and there with your diet, coming to the gym twice a week, cardio 3 times a week, as well, just trying to keep your stress level down as much as possible.
Definitely start in a moderate way. Set your goals on losing anywhere between 2 to 5 pounds. Be persistent, don't quit, never give up. I'm here with Julie Main, Director of the Santa Barbara Athletic Club. Tell me about yourself and some of your challenges.
Well, I've been the General Manager at the Santa Barbara Athletic Club for 13 years now. And 10 years ago, at the age of 36, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and underwent a mastectomy, reconstruction, and 6 months of chemotherapy. And I was very fortunate to be treated here in Santa Barbara at the Cancer Center of Santa Barbara. And my medical oncologist, that's the doctor who gives you chemotherapy, noticed a difference in me from his other patients in that I was able to function a little better while undergoing treatment. And he asked me what I thought the difference might be, and I said, I think it's because I'm exercising.
Well, so what I'm hearing you say is that there's a lot of psychological and physiological benefits. Just start to exercise and to move the fluids around and to get excited again. What are some of the benefits?
Well, you know, you hit on the 2 main areas, the physiological and the physical, but also the emotional. Physically, obviously, exercise is going to help anybody. There's very few people that it could be detrimental to. But emotionally, it was a huge boost because they were able to take back control of their own bodies. When you're going through treatment like cancer, you almost become a victim. The doctor's telling you they're going to do this, the nurses are telling you what they're going to do. You don't have a whole lot of choices in what's happening to you.
In my life, I've been, diagnosed with a lung disease.
Oh.
So when you're suddenly hit with something like this, and as you're sitting across the desk from the doctor after you've gone through all of the biopsies and they've looked at the pathology of it and they've taken the CAT scans and the x-rays, and you get this bad news, basically you're sick and we need to do something about it.
Well, think about it in your own life. How do you do it? What do you do? Do you go to the gym? Do you make time for yourself?
Well, absolutely. And one of the things that I've done recently is I've gone back to doing karate again, which I had started years ago, and I found was not only uplifting at that time, but is uplifting again. And there's a real specific reason for it.
As the assistant director for the WellFit program, what has it been like working with people who have been diagnosed with cancer?
Incredible. It's probably the most interesting and the best program I've ever had the opportunity to be involved in. Mm-hmm. The individuals give you a sense of really appreciating life and going at it full force, and particularly their genuine want of getting better and coming through an exercise program.
How has the WellFit program assisted you in dealing with and coping with your cancer?
It's been really terrific. I didn't have any energy when I finished my chemo treatments, mm-hmm. and I couldn't climb the stairs really easily or reach for things out of the cupboard, and I can do all of that stuff now and lots more.
How do you look at fitness now as compared to before you were diagnosed with cancer?
Well, I've always looked at fitness, but cancer's kind of been the catalyst in my life. And working out at the athletic club here has also been another catalyst because it's changed my way of life and way of looking at things. Mm-hmm. And the exercise actually has helped me deal with the stress level of having cancer and the stress level of actually everyday life.
What types of things do you do here? What types of exercises?
Do leg strengthening exercises like this one and arm strengthening exercises, things to help all the muscle groups. And generally, you wouldn't think that just weight training, strength training would help your energy level, but it does.
Yeah, attitude's has a lot to do with it.
Can you talk a little bit more about attitude?
Yeah, I think the attitude is that when I found out that I had cancer, mm-hmm. I was kind of like traumatized for like 2 weeks.
So it was difficult for you?
Well, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
And when you hear people say they have cancer, unless it's happened to you, you don't know how to react. So for 2 weeks, I kind of like stayed in bed, put my head under the pillows and covers, and then finally I decided, well, I have two choices. I can either not deal with it or deal with it.
I didn't see any alternatives to going through and really hustling to get better that I liked. So I hustled to get better.
It's your own attitude. It's how you cope with it. And people can tell you all kinds of stuff, but you make the final decision.
Coming to the club and working out was the one thing they could do for themselves. And what we found is they were starting to get back a feeling of empowerment over their own body. And it was also, we were looking at their whole body and their whole capability, not just the portion of their body that might have had the disease, so that they could get back to doing those activities, daily living activities that they aren't always able to do. Going to the grocery store, picking up their grandchildren, walking to the mailbox, just those things that when people go through cancer treatment, they're really knocked down from. Exercise is a great way to keep yourself fit, both physically and emotionally. And we just want to encourage to as many people, whether they're cancer patients or not, to keep exercising, to keep your body moving. It doesn't have to be structured exercise, it's just physical activity. And if it takes a controlled situation or it takes a membership to a club to get you doing something, then so be it.
Oh, God bless you. This is amazing. Just the fact that you're getting people back, you're getting people excited, you're getting people motivated, people are feeling better about themselves. I mean, I hope the whole world hears about this. Self-discipline is another important aspect. When creating positive habits in your life, you have to discipline yourself. This is something that you would need to practice every day, even a little bit a day. I was talking with the Dalai Lama once, and the Dalai Lama said, anything you want to do, a little bit at a time. It's so important to focus on small and moderate goals in your life and achieving those step by step and day by day. In developing spiritual fitness, it's important to take some time for yourself. Even 20 or 30 minutes a day. Sit by a stream, sit by a fountain. Listen to the sound of running water. Ask yourself what's important to you. How do you want to increase the quality of your life? One aspect that has helped me increase the quality of my life is developing a positive mental attitude, looking at the integrative aspects of all areas of health. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and even financial. But another aspect of fitness is spiritual fitness. And spiritual fitness depends on possibly some of the things that you say to yourself. Are you filling your mind with self-defeating thoughts, negative attitude, communication that's constantly demoralizing to you? What are you going to do to change those things? How can you create positive communication? One of the things that I suggest is to eliminate words like I can't or I won't, and use words such as I can and I will. Don't make today's problems into a lifelong straitjacket. Things will change and things will get better when you change your attitude and you change your self-image. So physical fitness and spiritual fitness works hand in hand. The key word I want you to pay attention to is synergy. Synergy is a unifying concept. It's an integrating concept that integrates the mental, the emotion, the spiritual, the physical, and even the financial aspects of your life. It's so essential from time to time to think about your personal mission. What's really important to you? Take charge of your life and make the most out of the time that you have here on this planet. Appreciate nature, appreciate people. Look at the things that you value in life and pay particular attention to what makes you feel good. Do it now. Take the time and use your energies for positive growth, for positive awareness, and for positive self-esteem developing strategies. One way is to start becoming mentally and physically fit in your life today.